Hi, everybody. My name is Carol Ladson, and I am a trainer here at Travelon, and I'm going to take you on a tour of the Concur online booking product website. This will allow you to book your travel reservations online versus talking to an agent, but you do have the ability to do both. But this is just for the Concur booking product. You use your username and password that are provided to you from your company, and you'll click the sign button. When you go out to the home page looks the same for everyone. You'll have a trip search option on the left-hand side and your company notes and alerts and information on the right-hand side. On the page, you have a travel tab. You will also have an expense tab, an app center tab, and on the right-hand side, you'll be able to access your profile. I'm going to start by taking you to your profile. So you click on the profile tab, it'll drop down, you'll click profile settings. This is a place where you will add your frequent traveler numbers, travel profile options, things like that. You can click on any individual section. You can just click on one of them and it will open the entire profile for you. You can update the profile as needed. There are things in the profiles that are required and they're annotated by the required field here. But as you move through, you'll fill in address, contact information, emergency contact, travel preferences. You'll all be required to store your TSA information, which would be your date of birth, your gender, and if you have a TSA pre-check number, it would also be stored here. Also store your passport information, and then you will have the ability to assign agents and travel arrangers, which would give someone access to your profile and also the ability to book travel for you. The company requires a credit card to be used for your billing for either hotel or air. You would add your credit card here. You can click Save throughout the process, or you can wait until you get to the bottom and click Save. So the file is already completed. I'm going to go ahead and use the black navigation bar at the top of the page and click on Travel and take it back to the travel page. One page. It looks very similar to your home page, which is located under this SAP Concur, but we're on Travel tab. You have trolls, you have arrangers, you have a trip library, you have templates, which means a template in Concur speak is a shell of a reservation that you use often. So if you constantly go to Los Angeles, you can create a template for yourself, which will make it easy for you to do book again, clone trip, and rebook it. You also have the ability to do that by using reservations that are listed in your upcoming reservations. Listed here in the center of the page. Also, if your company uses an approval process, any trips that are waiting for approval would be under this tab. Not every company has an approval process, so that would be specific to your company. You have tools and meeting admin if you have the meetings turned on. And then on the left-hand side, if you notice, the system defaults to booking for myself. To the right of that, you have booking for the guest. Not booking for guest not turned on for every single client. So you do not have the booking for guest option when you log in and go under your travel tab. That means your company does not allow it. For this demonstration, I'm just going to do a round-trip reservation of the system works. So I'm just going to do travel from Baltimore to Atlanta. And click on the departure date. I can move the calendar over, grab a couple dates, just a one-day trip. Now, if this was a one-way reservation, the system does default to round trip, but I could click on the tab for one way. Or if I'm traveling multi-city, which means, like, say I'm going to Atlanta on Monday, and then on Wednesday I'm traveling to Las Vegas, and then from Vegas home, I can use the multi-city tab to accommodate those types of reservations. This is set up for a 2-hour window on either side of my request. The request time, I'm going to leave default at 9 a.m. and the return at 5 p.m. I'm going to need a car rental on this trip. I'm also going to need a hotel. When I click on the hotel option, it expands these options. You have the ability to look for a reference point or a zip code. You can do a company location. If your company has loaded a location in there, that would be visible there. Airport, and I can do by specific address. I'm just going to default to the airport. At this point, I can narrow my search with names containing, and I can put a hotel name in there if I would like to do that. I do need to click the box for that to be active. And I'm going to go ahead and click search. Some companies have different rules, so if your company does allow refundable fares and that's what you want to look at, you can click on refundable fares, or you can also change your search to search by price versus schedule, whichever you'd like, and then you click search. I'm searching for my flights right now. And if the flight results come back, if you notice on the left-hand side of the page, we have kind of a trip summary of the goal of what we're going to be doing online. So right now we're in the top section, which is selecting our flights and trains. And as we move through the process, each little area will become highlighted. Now, I have the option, let's just say I decide, okay, well, I really don't need a car. I can just do an Uber, or I can just take a cab. I can just remove that now without even, messing up the program. It's no problem to remove it and just continue on with your process. At the top there is a travel matrix, and it's an interactive matrix. So I can click on just Delta Airlines flights if I want, or I could click on just nonstop flights if that's what I was looking for, or I can just move down to my results. As I scroll down to the results, this defaults to Shop by Schedule. If you notice that Shop by Schedule does not actually have a fare next to it, it does not price it until you select the flights. If you wanted to look at something that was immediately look at something that had prices in it, you change your tab to Shop by Fares at the top. So I switched it to Shop by Fares. Shop by Fares, Concur automatically packages your flights. So it gives you an outbound and a return. So Shop by Fares, it's already putting flights together based on the preference in which you requested. I requested a 9 a.m. flight, and I have a 2-hour window on either side. So the 7 a.m. Delta flight with the 6:30 return, the cost is $201. Take the 9 a.m. with the 6:30 return, I'm still at $201. But I'm going to back into Shop by Schedule just to show you how that works, because it is just a little bit different. This one, I'm going to go ahead and say, well, I don't really want to take the 7 a.m. flight, or maybe I do. I can look at the seat map ahead of time, verify that the flights are available, that the seats I want are available on the flight that I'm looking at. I can scroll down and pick other flights and other carriers. I'm just going to go ahead and select the 7 a.m. And it's now taken the 7 a.m. and moved it to the top. Right there, it's got my flight that I've selected. And now if you notice, we have multiple tabs here. It's already moved me to my return. I'm looking for a specific flight. I can enter that flight number here, and it will bring up the flight number that I'm looking for. Or I can just go through the results that have come back for me and grab a flight from there. So it's giving me 3:05 flights because I picked a 5 p.m., but I'm really looking for, that 6 p.m. nonstop. I can scroll down and look for it here. I've got a 3:47 nonstop. And as I scroll down, I also have a Southwest option and process. But for this demo, I'll just grab this nonstop 3:47. Now I've added the flights together at the top. If you notice here, the cost is $257. When we run the Shop by Fare, we were getting a $257, but now that I've selected fares, it's automatically prompted me into the Shop by Fares. Now that it's prompted me into Shop by Fares, I get to look at other flights that are a little bit more cost effective. So instead of the $257, I could take this $201. If I were to switch that, all I would have to do is click on it to accept it. In this case, I can say show all details. It's going to give me all my flight information. It's going to give me my main cabin information, and I can just go ahead and select the $257. Now, how Concur works is Concur is in the process of booking our flights. So it books each segment individually. So it's going to ask you and review selections in between each section instead of reviewing it all at the end. So review here is, this is what you've selected, make sure this is what you want. It gives us some profile information to say, okay, visual reminder here, Carol, you don't have a Delta frequent flyer number in there. I'll go ahead and add the number there. It will be added to my profile. I can select my seat assignments. I look at the piece here, asking me about my credit card information. It's giving a reminder that it's a non-refundable ticket, and then it's saying let's reserve and continue in the booking process. So now Concur is booking my flights. While booking my flights, it's creating a record for me. So if I called away from this trip once I'm at this stage of the game, if I called away from my computer what Concur does as a courtesy is puts everything on an abandoned trip. So if I get called away and my system shuts down because it times out for security, the system has an abandoned trip. I'll get an email that says, oh, Carol, you began a trip, but you didn't finish it. You abandoned a trip, and we'll hold it till the close of business today for you to be able to finish what you're doing. So it does hold your flights as a courtesy throughout the booking process. My car results, if you notice on the left-hand side with a trip summary, now the flights are reserved and they're in the black. Now on select a car. I use the slide on the right-hand side. Look at the matrix. Again, this is an interactive matrix based on size and vendor. If I want to narrow my searches, I can use those. And then I'm scrolling down. Car results are here. My company is set as an intermediate car, so that's why intermediate cars come up. Your company may be set for something different. You could have a compact car. You guys could have full-size cars. So, different companies do different things. This is a general recording, so, an intermediate car may not pop up for you, but it is based on your company's policy. But in case, I'm going to go ahead and grab this Hertz Rent-A-Car. It's $139, and I'm just going to continue on. This that it did with the airfare, the review and reserve, so it's asking me again general information, go over my stuff. And I have no rental car program loaded, the current cost of what we're doing here, and reserve the car and continue. If you see here, there's an alert here saying that under unfinished reservations, if you do get distracted and have to move away from it. Now, some companies will have per diem loaded because they require you to go by a government per diem. So in this case, I'm just going to show you the example. Your company may not do this, so if you do not get this, then your company does not require you to follow per diem. So this means my locations. Am I going to be in Georgia? Is this the county that I'm going to be in? And the details on the living rates, the meal rates, etc. Go ahead and say this is what I'm looking for. If it isn't the county that I need, I could go into something completely different. These are all counties that are in Georgia. So I change it to Athens County, or let's, another county in here. County. But I'm going to stick with Atlanta, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit next. As all information loads into the system, on the right-hand side is going to be a map, but on the left-hand side, if you notice, we're following down our path of trip summary. We're now on, our second to last step with the hotel. We appear at the top that have numbers that coincide with the numbers that the results have come back. So this is going to show you, this is the airport, and these are the hotels we're going to be. If you know your direction is going to be, north of the airport, you know that you may want to pick hotel direction or in the direction in which you want to go. To help you do that, you can in as much as you like. And down here we have the ability to look at our hotel options. Now I want to narrow my hotel search to a specific hotel. I can enter the hotel name here. I can also use filters on the left-hand side of the page. So if there's a specific chain or super chain, now a chain would be all Hiltons, all Marriotts, all of the, suite chain or all the Holiday Inn chain. So you can look at the super chains or just regular chains. And if you look at the super chains, if you notice inches, so Carlson brand hotels, Choice brand, Hilton, Marriott, and in the parentheses next to it, it tells you how many hotels in that city fall into that super chain. If I was really looking for, I got 2 Starwoods and I'm a Starwood or a Marriott person, I could just go ahead and say, well, there's 11 options with Marriott, only 2 options with Starwood. I would like to go with Marriott. Or use the results and not use the amenities at all. Use the filters on the left at all. You can also narrow by amenities. There's 9 hotels that offer breakfast. There's 48 that offer internet. If a fitness center is something that you really need, you have 46 options. So you can just click on those and it's going to narrow your search. It is a filtering process there. So for me, I'm just going to say I want fitness center and breakfast. Let's see what we get with that. Change and the rooms that are available now. Like a good Hyatt place, so I want to take a look at this hotel. I can click on the hotel picture. I can look at the view rooms. At this point, I'm looking at the room options. If you notice here, it kind of scrolls into it. We do have a green check here, which means for this case, it's in per diem. If you have a yellow sign there, a yellow triangle sign, that means you're out of policy, or a red sign means you're not allowed to book it. So in some cases, if you're out of policy, your company is going to make you advise them why you're out of policy. So that yellow sign is the green, always means green is good to go. So in this case, there's 2 double beds that I would like, or this king bed, and I'm going to go ahead and hit select. And then ask me the information about my place. You know, to give me my review and reserve, just like it did for the air and just like it did for the car. So any preferences that I need? Do I want foam pillows? Do I need a rollaway? Do I need a crib? I don't really need a crib. And then I can enter my frequent guest information here if I need to add a program, or if it is there and your program's there, it will be listed. It'll show you that you have it listed and you're going to go ahead and get credit. It's asking me for the credit card information. And then it's giving me an overview of the cancellation and the policy. The cancellation policy is 48 hours. And it does have free Wi-Fi, 40-inch TV, hot breakfast. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I agree to the hotel rules and rates, and I'm going to reserve the hotel and continue. Is booking my trip. It's fall, and now it's going to retrieve one big picture of my trip. So this is my trip overview, and this is my finalized step. So it's my travel details. So at the top, it's telling me, you know, all my agency information, my record locator, the total cost of the trip. If for reason I didn't have car or hotel, you would always have the option to add to your itinerary before you finished and finalized. Here it says airfare must be ticketed by 3/1. This is non-automatic 24-hour. They don't just automatically offer you 24 hours. That date is specific to the fare that was offered to me. So if today was a 14-day advance fare that I was looking at, this would say airfare must be ticketed by today, because the price that I'm looking at is a 14-day advance and it expires today. So that date is very important to make sure that if you are intending to put your reservation on hold, you do know when your tickets be issued. Of everything that we've booked, and if you noticed, I did not book seat assignments, but the systematically assigned seats based on what's in my profile. So I've got fare in the outbound, my Hertz rental car, my place, seat for the return, again, another seat assignment, my total estimated cost. I can just go to the next page. I can put a trip description in if I'd like as an optional field. If I'd like to send a confirmation from Concur to someone, I can go ahead and enter that information there. If I'd like to include with my email confirmation, you have the ability to include directions to the hotel or directions and maps. And again, it reminds you that I can hold the reservation till 3/1 and then continue to next if I wanted to add and book the trip. Now for this one, I know it is a test booking. I'll take you to the final page. Just see what it looks like, and then asks you to purchase the ticket. Back to the previous page, and if your company has any required fields where they're asking you maybe for your cost center, or a reason for travel, or maybe a department code, or a meeting code, or anything like that, that information will be gathered on this page, the trip booking information, and it would be loaded here. And it would be questions that you're required to answer before you can move on. For this, I'm going to go ahead and click on hold, finish that booking process. It says I've finished, you successfully booked your trip, here's information, my it's going to auto cancel for me. That's listed in red. Again, their trip overview. At the bottom, I can print the itinerary. I can email the itinerary. I can return to the travel center. To the travel center, you'll notice in my upcoming reservations tab on travel, this says it's on hold, and there are options here. So if I wanted to go ahead and purchase a ticket, I would click on it here, and it would take me through the booking process. Now, companies do allow a couple of other things on the site, and one is TripIt or TripIt Pro. So TripIt is a helper app, and something that we totally recommend, and some companies will be offered TripIt Pro, and that's also something that we recommend. So if you'd like, a mobile application that assists you with your Concur booking, TripIt and TripIt Pro are excellent uses of that. If you'd like to take a look at all of the apps that are available to you, you can click on the App Center. Include all of the apps that also support your expense products. And these are all partners with Concur, and they are recommending them for your company to use. So Uber Business, Rocket Trip, we've got TripIt, we've got Concur Mobile, TripGo. These are all things to help you be a more informed traveler. So if you have any interest in any of those, you can click on those apps and get a description and see exactly what it is that you're looking for. That's our overview of the Concur booking product. I hope this helped you learn how to book in Concur. The more that you get in there, the better off you're going to be. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you very much.